Now, Shannen Doherty and Josh Jackson host a new Tuesday primetime special.
The regular programming will not be seen this evening, but instead we bring you this very special report.
17 Magazine and the WB present The Faces for Fall. Everything you need to know about who's in and what's hot this season. Coming up, more stars and more inside stuff than you'll see anywhere else. Tonight, Matt Damon answers the questions you've always wanted to ask.
Prom night was a dark night for the kid.
Barrymore on her new movie, And Men.
I don't feel like I'm a feminist, weirdly enough. I feel like I'm an equalist, because I love men so much.
Dawson star Katie Holmes takes you behind the steamy scenes.
Josh, he likes to moon people.
Hey now.
Sneak away with sexy Denise Richards.
I don't think of myself as sexy.
Jewel's got a brand new song, and you'll hear it here first. Plus, Hollywood's hottest new faces. You may not know them now, but you will. And Jennifer Love Hewitt takes us inside the sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer. And now, coming to you from the backlot of Warner Brothers Studios, your hosts. From the new WB series Charmed, Shannen Doherty. And from Dawson's Creek, Joshua Jackson. Welcome to 17, The Faces for Fall.
Hi, this is the Stars Movie Theater of Choice.
Josh, the show started.
Yeah. You know, this guy, he gets a lot of press, but Matt Damon, who does he think he is? I mean, does he have a show on the WB? Is he co-starring with James Van Der Beek? No, I don't think so.
But he is our new face for the fall, so take a look.
With an Oscar for Good Will Hunting and the title role in this summer's Saving Private Ryan, things have been working out great for Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But if you think he can't possibly top himself now, just watch. This fall, Matt's got a new card up his sleeve. Rounders is the name and poker is the game.
Last night, I sat down at that table, and I felt alive.
Beginner's luck, huh?
Oh, yeah. I was getting all these great cards. I took every dime he had.
That was the fun thing about researching this movie was you know, we'd go off to these card clubs in New York and you know, try and hold our own against these professionals.
In the movie, Matt's a law student who'd rather be playing poker. The same kind of passion in real life he felt about acting.
I couldn't see myself as a doctor or a lawyer, or that just didn't make me, it didn't excite me the way, you know, coming out and being unemployed excited me.
It's not your average person who drops out of Harvard a year shy of their degree to pursue acting.
If you really believe in something, you should take your shot at it. And if you can be dissuaded by people saying no, then you shouldn't.
And it's not your average mother and father who say, go for it.
My parents really believed in my brother and I doing what made us happy. The good thing about leaving early was I had that as something to fall back on. If things didn't go well and I had to admit to myself, look, it's not going to happen, I could go back and, you know, finish school and get a real job.
So even if it means losing the girl and taking your lumps along the way, take it from Matt.
You got to follow your heart.
All right, enough with the puffies. Let's see how Mr. Damon responds to some really personal questions.
Yeah. All right, so I look into the camera. Oh, man. I've never worn braces. I was very lucky, but my brother had to wear braces, and he's got better teeth than me. So braces are all right. My middle name is Paige. It's my mom's maiden name. Oh, yeah, prom night. Prom night was a dark night for the kid. Yeah, I was basically left for somebody else on prom night. No. Yeah, why not? Why not? I think as long as my daughter doesn't bring home a big biker named Spike, I'll be happy. There's not one thing that would be surprising that I do. I think that the whole thing would be just such a mass, such a sea of boredom that, you know, the show would probably be on the air for about 3 days until people gave up on it. That's it.
Matt, you're too modest. I guarantee we'd watch for 4, 5 days.
enough to see you jump in the shower once, twice.
Oh, such a one-track mind. Let's get back to the movies, shall we? Want to know what the stars of I Know What You Did Last Summer did this past summer?
Take a shower with Matt Damon?
You're disgusting me. Actually, no. They were up to much more murder and mayhem, and I still know.
It happened last summer.
The entertainment business has a really great way of if something works, doing it over and over and over and over and over again.
He killed my friends, and now he's after me.
Sequels have to be scarier than the first one.
The man is dead. You said so yourself.
The second one is just sort of picking up with that.
No. He's not dead, he's just waiting.
You have to have I Know What You Did Last Summer, too. You have to.
What are you waiting for, huh? I'd never seen a horror movie until like 3 days before we started filming the first I Know What You Did, because I was terrified of them.
The main thing that scares me, like nightmares, stuff like that.
Weird noises. I hate noises. Like in the middle of the night, I hate that.
Well, I was like 16. You're not supposed to be scared of monsters under your bed. And I would still be like, you know, checking it out.
And after filming the first one, I kind of became addicted to it. It was kind of fun to be scared.
Today we are in an ADR room, which I don't even know what that means still to this day. I know that you loop. And the best way to describe looping is, so you're matching your voice to the film itself, because the sound was bad because there was a car driving by, some guys yelled by and said, "Can I be in your movie?" So you come in and you listen with an earpiece, and they give you 3 beeps. And where the 4th beep should be is where your line should come in. Today, the scenes that I looped were mainly huffing, puffing, running from trucks, and falling down hills. And then it matches, and nobody can tell.
It's much crazier and more psychotic and a lot more fun and a lot scarier.
Get hooked again.
Catch I Still Know What You Did Last Summer in November. Meanwhile, check out this fall's hot new TV show, Charmed, starring one of my favorite actresses.
How should I know? Charmed is really a story of 3 groovy sisters. They're witches. And each one has a different power that can do different things.
Prue, wait. I feel like I should say something, if only to avoid a lawsuit.
I play Prue, who has the power to move things with her mind.
Shannen has the power to be the sister who's over the other 2 sisters, and yet Shannen can be very vulnerable.
You look surprised.
I don't know why. I'm furious.
I have the power to freeze time.
I see into the future. Just sort of the most passive-aggressive power, but I think that I have a little bit of that in me.
Phoebe, in here! Quick, check the doors, lock the windows. Phoebe, in the Book of Shadows, did it say how to get rid of a warlock? Ruh-roh.
If I had to have the power, I would use it in order to keep myself as lazy as humanly possible. Meaning that when I wanted a soda, I could actually move it from the refrigerator and into my hand.
At the moment, if I could do that in real life, I'd freeze time to take a very long nap.
If I could move time, I like to freeze Tori and Randy, have them both be 8 years old again.
I'm having a great time with both of them. In the last, let's see, it's been 6 days, and it's scary how well we get along. Like in a month, it's going to be sick.
I never thought that I'd be playing an actual witch on TV.
And we just have to keep reminding ourselves that they're good witches, not bad witches.
You know, something really big hit me while I was reading this. All the stars are connected to Kevin Bacon.
As in 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
No, as in 17 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Here, goes. We start with Matt Damon, whose new movie, Rounders, comes out on Friday. Basically, it's about a guy who bails out of law school to pay off his best friend's poker debt. But in real life, Matt's indebted to best friend Ben Affleck, whose girlfriend Gwyneth Paltrow is best friends with Winona Ryder, who was set up with Matt by Ben and Gwyneth, and now they're the happy foursome. From Winona, we get to Claire Danes, who starred with Winona in Little Women, and who also used to date Matt Damon before he dated Winona. Got it? But before that, Claire's so-called boyfriend on My So-Called Life was Jared Leto. We don't know who he's dating, but we do know Jared's starring in the horror movie Urban Legend in October. That's Josh. He's in the film, too. Basically, it's another movie about college kids trying to avoid getting killed. You know, your average freshman year concern. Anyway, Jared co-stars with former 90210 Rebecca Gayheart, who screamed with Courtney Cox, who's friendly with Jennifer Aniston, dated Tate Donovan, who dated Sandra Bullock, who's practically evil in Practical Magic. Her upcoming film about sisters who also happen to be witches. Hey, that sounds awfully familiar. Charmed, I'm sure. Moving on, in real life, Sandra dated Matthew McConaughey, who was in Boys on the Side with Drew Barrymore, who, in that movie, killed her boyfriend and ended up pregnant. Which is how we get to Drew's next film, Home Fries, where she's pregnant again. 2 words for you, Drew. Control yourself. Gotta keep going. Drew connects us to Adam Sandler, who won her heart in The Wedding Singer, where it was cool to see Adam get the girl for a change and the girl didn't get pregnant. But now Adam's lost a flock of seagulls' hair to play The Waterboy, hitting theaters in September, about a high school geek who eventually becomes a football star. And yep, his coach who see there is played by none other than the Fonz himself, Henry Winkler, who I'm still getting over the fact was hacked to death in Scream because it's totally un-American to kill the Fonz. But blame it on Kevin Williamson, who wrote the movie, which spoofs all the slasher flicks we loved in the early 80s, like Friday the 13th. A film where finally you just may notice this one actor who looks a bit familiar, even with a wrought iron spike through his throat. Guess who? Who else? Kevin Bacon.
Coming up, sexy wild thing Denise Richards tells us what really turns her on.
I have a very special man in my life, and he goes everywhere with me.
And the stars of Dawson's Creek expose their deep, dark secrets.
I think Pacey gets the new love interest.
17 Magazine's Faces, your ticket to the hot stuff in movies, music, TV, and more. Up next, the stars of Dawson's Creek gear up for a surprising new season. And we get real with Wild Things sexy star Denise Richards on the set of her new movie, Dairy Queens. And now, here's your hosts, Shannen Doherty and Joshua Jackson.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Warner Brothers version of a typical all-American town.
The kind of town where everyone right now would be rushing to mob Josh. Better known as Pacey on Dawson's Creek. Hey, what kind of name is Pacey anyway?
It's French for a handsome, sensitive, sarcastic man of the world.
Aha. Well, for some real answers on why Dawson's Creek is hit a nerve, we went on location with its cast and fans.
It's tough, man. Adolescence is hell.
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. I want to know right now, will it be?
The show is kind of, I mean, it's honest, I think, about how teenagers feel about things. We have 4 very unique characters, and I think most people can find themselves in at least one.
What are you waiting for? This is a great show. It's a huge 2-parter, the big cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger? Come on, Dawson, you of all people should know that a cliffhanger is merely a manipulative TV standard designed to improve ratings.
The way they talk is a little out there.
Pretty wide vocabularies for
Yeah.
It's a lot of the appeal. Everybody just, the way they talk is just so cool, you know.
There's a lot of psychobabble that comes from being on the couch in kindergarten, and I think that all of our writers are that way.
Oh, yeah, I think any writer is in therapy, probably.
No, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
We spend all of our time analyzing our sad little adolescent lives.
I admit we know too many big words, but it's a good thing to analyze. People like the fact that we speak intelligently.
It's just a characteristic that sets it apart.
Teenagers are a lot smarter than the media gives them credit for. Katie can't row a boat.
Oh, James told you this.
I'm sorry, Katie, but he can't.
Josh, he likes to moon people.
Hey now, we all dyed our hair different colors during the off seasons.
Isn't that sexy?
Okay, so I thought I'd take you out on the town, see what kind of behind-the-scenes secrets I can show you about Dawson's Creek. But quiet, they're working. All right, now we shoot North Carolina for a fictitious town of Cape Side, outside of Boston. Since everybody asks me where I get those freaking shirts I wear every week, this is the place. This is where Pacey buys his clothes. This is when Pacey's feeling a little saucy. Yeah, baby. We all went and saw Disturbing Behavior, Katie's movie last night. By the time you've seen this, I will expect everybody who's watching right now to have seen this movie and Halloween. And Varsity Blues comes out later. Just because I didn't star in a movie this summer, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I just didn't want to. I was on vacation, okay? 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 Listen, this will definitely bring up my my star power in this town.
Thank you, Dawson. Oh, whatever.
Like you said, my star power, huge. This is where I theoretically work. But we all know I'm an actor. I work for a living. Movies I wasn't in. There's a lot of those in here. Wasn't in that one. Wasn't in this one. Didn't do that. Not over here. Wasn't in that one. Didn't do this. Didn't do that.
Okay, Josh, enough with this tour. Let's tell them what they really want to know, okay?
Basically, next season, I could just say we're definitely going to explore the Dawson-Joey relationship.
Yeah. That was Dawson. I'd have been like, knocking the door down. I'd be like, Joey, are you ready?
Joey's just, you get into her character and you want her to succeed over everybody.
I think Pacey gets a new love interest.
He tries so hard and it's just so funny. I mean, you can
feel his pain sometimes.
Yeah.
When was it that I got designated a town loser?
Michelle is a bad girl.
This is not Times Square, Miss Linley. We don't use that kind of language here.
I think there was like the death of her grandfather, and with Dawson shunning her for Joey, she goes back to her wild ways.
So watch out, Dawson's Creek. Here comes Jen Lindley. She's mad as hell and she's not going to take it anymore.
And we're not trying to preach at all. I think we're just trying to paint a realistic picture of adolescence with a little twist.
You can't stand the idea that if a girl is choosing between two guys, she might not choose the romantic doofus who woos her with flowers and cheesy poems, you know? She just might choose the guy who has the faster car or the bigger bicep or bigger joystick.
So, Josh, what's it like being a sex symbol?
You know, I have absolutely no idea. Thank God. For stuff like that, you're probably better off talking to Denise Richards. She's one of those wild things.
I don't think of myself as sexy.
I'm gonna grab it and I won't look back.
I'm very girl next door.
The girl next door, she'll take you for a ride.
Actually, I'm not like any of the characters.
You can trust me.
Sometimes I think I have a really weird job. I go through 2 hours of hair and makeup, put on these fancy clothes, clothes I would never wear, and I like pretend like I'm somebody else.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dairy Queens is hilarious.
You can take an ugly old mountain and put faces on it.
It is probably one of the funniest scripts I've read. Well, that makes me Rebecca Lehman, proud to be an American. It's a black, dark comedy based in Minnesota. Kirstie Alley plays my mother, and I've been conditioned since I was a little girl to be like this beauty queen. So this is my trailer on the movie. So, if you want, come on in and I'll show you around. This is my bedroom. I usually plop my stuff down in here when I get in. This is my kitchen, lovely kitchen, table, and this is the little sitting area. So every time I go on location, there's a few things that I have to have. One of them is this leopard scrunchie. I love leopard. This is my favorite perfume. This leopard purse goes everywhere with me. I have a very special man in my life, and he goes everywhere with me. This is my little sugar booger, my nephew, Al. Leopard shoes. Okay, I bring very sexy clothes when I go on location. Guys are gonna love this piece of clothing. You're gonna wish I wore it in Wild Things. So sexy. So, guys, eat your heart out with my overalls and my flannel shirt. When I'm not working, when I come to work, this is how I dress. I'm pretty boring. This is the real me.
Coming up, it's a Fall Faces World exclusive. Jules got a brand new song, and you'll hear it here first. Plus, she's the star of TV's hottest new drama, But you won't believe what Keri Russell has to do for her new show, Felicity.
Overwhelming seems to be the word of choice.
And Drew Barrymore on Boys and Babies.
The Faces for Fall will continue on the WB's new
Magazine's The Faces for Fall, your guide to what's coming and who's hot this season. Up next, Drew Barrymore on her new movie Home Fries. And it's you and Keri Russell. Spend the day with the star of TV's most anticipated new show. Now, from the Warner Brothers backlot, Shannen Doherty and Joshua Jackson.
You know, this is the gazebo where they filmed that great old song and dance movie, The Music Man.
Oh, you like musicals? Well, then you must have seen Drew Barrymore in her musical Everyone Says I Love You.
Of course. I love Drew. In fact, in honor of Miss Barrymore, I've worked out a little song and dance number. Let's cue the music.
Actually, let's skip the trivia and get right to the real thing.
Every day of my life has been really special to me because if I'm happy with where I'm at right now, which I am, then every day must have counted.
For Drew Barrymore, getting to this place has been an uphill battle.
10 to 13, 3 of the worst years of my life. It's pretty, well known that I was in a hospital myself for about a year in an institution, so...
What is that bizarre family memory you have from growing up?
My whole life, actually.
I think the thing that helps us grow is when we stop beating up on ourselves.
Today, 23-year-old Drew has more than found her way.
So many times in our lives, we continue to grow and we change. So I appreciate butterflies for the metaphor that they serve to all of us. They start out a little strange, pupal, larva, into like chrysalis and this beautiful butterfly, and we appreciate every single one for their individuality. I just think that originality is believing in your individuality, believing in yourself and being willing to take risks, even though people might think you're weird for doing it.
I love what I do, and I'm not talking about, the glamour, the fame. I just love getting to be different people, using my schizophrenia to a productive use.
Her latest screen personality comes to life in a film called Home Fries.
I gotta tell you something that's important. It's real important.
It's the type of film that is about a romance and a love story, and how do you find love in odd circumstances while everything around you sort of, going up in flames. I don't feel like I'm a feminist, weirdly enough. I feel like I'm an equalist because I love men so much.
No! The father-to-be is dead!
I'm the stepbrother, and I'm also the father's stepson, so what I'd like to be the father-to-be.
You can't be the father and the brother at the same time. That's the kind of thing that messes kids up.
As far as the future, I think the day that I'm going to have kids will be the most special day.
So, for stars or anyone, looking back on your younger days is never easy.
Yeah, but it makes for great television. In fact, we tracked down Elijah Wood at this diner called Swingers and forced him to tell the tale of his career.
Forced him?
Oh, well, we bought him lunch.
I've been dealing with it for such a long time, since I was like 8 years old.
It looks like a really good movie.
This film, I think, is
I think when you're around so many adults, you learn probably
it's basically a film about two families. It's not something I really prepare for. It's just something I'm so used to now.
Since I'm in the business, I have to learn a lot of different things really early.
Ooh.
To criticize yourself. That's not cool. At all.
I'm too critical.
I really don't make that much money, and I really don't care.
I just like to be comfortable, really, and that's what money offers.
I don't really care about dating.
I don't have a girlfriend right now.
Sing to a girl? Mm-mm.
That's something that I definitely want to do in the future. I definitely think the last movie I did, The Faculty, that I feel like I took the most from. It's a sci-fi horror movie set in high school. And basically, my character is the school punching bag. And throughout the movie, he and a few of the other kids in the film kind of go through changes, and he goes through a change, and he finds his strength by the end of the movie. So many people think, did you lose your childhood? I think that, if anything, I've really gained more than what I've lost.
Guys like Elijah have some perspective on show business, but when you're a rookie, it can really drive you nuts.
Absolutely. Take Keri Russell, for example. She's the star of the new WB show, Felicity. We actually followed her to a convention of television critics.
We're starting with ET, then Fox on Entertainment, CNN, E, KTLA, and then some radio and online.
Oh, God. What am I doing for a living? This is my life. Overwhelming seems to be the word choice.
First of all, there's one of me, and there's like, it seems like so many people. Keri Russell.
Brad does the entertainment tonight.
I could really use a mint. Hi. I'm all right.
So are you ready to feed this big media beast?
What's going on in your head?
People watching.
How do you prepare to deal with that sort of barrage?
You go from room to room.
Hey, how you doing?
And every person sort of needs a little piece of you or some piece of your energy.
All right, good.
It's sort of surreal. I definitely feel like I'm in slow motion.
Stretch, breathe.
Yeah, okay. People in general forget how much work the actual actors have to do. I remember signing the contract, going, oh God, yeah, my character's name is the same name as the show.
Your heart is not open, so I must go. The spell has been broken. I love you so.
She's a really, protected only child breaking away from her parents and going to New York to go to college. I came to New York mostly because of you. Yeah, I had these sort of intense feelings for you back in high school. I just wanted you to know that I'm past that, and I'm totally okay with it now. I love Felicity. I love that she doesn't wear makeup and she puts her hair in a ponytail. I love not having to wear tight clothes. One of the biggest things that you may notice about my character is she talks a lot.
How could you write that in my yearbook?
What?
I've watched you for 4 years, always wondered what you were like. You wrote those words to me.
I thought I asked if you're okay with things.
I come on set and I have like 8 scenes or however many scenes I have a day. Like I have 500 words and the person next to me has like 2.
I'm so nervous. I wouldn't want one of my flaws to distract people from the show.
And action.
If the show doesn't go, then they're gonna go, oh yeah, Keri Russell was on that show. That Keri Russell show was not good.
Hurry.
I just wish it could be, just like this little show that I was just happy doing and no one cared if it was good or bad. You keep giving and at the end of the day you're like, I have nothing left to give. This has been pretty scary. I think I need a massage.
There's no rest for the famous. Keri recently squeezed in a photo shoot for 17 magazine. She's on the cover of the October issue on sale next week. Coming up, you may not know them, but you will. A hot crop of new faces you'll see this fall. And it's Jewel Unplugged as she performs a new song just for our cameras. 17 Magazine's Fall Faces will be right back.
Box of soda?
Supposedly your stomach burst.
But this semester,
Voila, still alive.
the lessons are going too far.
Call 911!
From the producer of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Someone's taking all these urban legends and making them reality.
Urban Legend.
Bloody Mary.
Rated R. Opens everywhere September 25th.
Coming this fall to the WB. A new series about growing up.
If you want to make this decision, I will not financially support it.
Breaking away.
Freedom comes when you learn
And falling in love.
Creation comes when you learn to
How can you think that you're in love with me? You don't even know me.
Nothing comes easy when you follow your heart.
I had never made a substantial choice in my life, and that's why I came here.
Felicity premieres Tuesday, September 29th.
But don't worry, we've got Jewel doing what she does best. A little communing with nature, a little singing. Take a look.
I feel really that I've been given a second chance at life. I used to shoplift and steal toilet paper from fast food restaurants and live in my car, and being able to have as much influence over people as I have and do good with it, I feel like I'm Cinderella. I feel very blessed.
To me, singing and songwriting is like one
one limb on a whole creative body. I get really bored, you know, if I don't have more than one thing going on. I like poetry because it's the snakeskin of your soul. In school, I learned how to be, you know, mathematic and grammatically correct and those things, but I didn't learn how to be human. I didn't learn how to relate to other people or how to have relationships, and I think poetry teaches us those kinds of things. I look at young girls now in their tight, crushed velour, skin-tight, sky blue hip huggers with the baby doll tank tops, and I think, I've been there. God, have I been there. I've always been very fascinated with human behavior, and I think I've felt the gamut of most things myself as well. And young women that are around 16, you know, you have no idea how to keep a secret, especially your own. You know, it's you're this overwhelming sexuality.
My writing has always been very honest. And in putting it out, I knew I was revealing a lot about myself and about what I see in the world. And that's why I called it A Night Without Armor, because it's me willing to be revealed.
I have to constantly be learning. I have a very insatiable appetite, and I feel like if I'm not on the edge of failure, I'm probably not being challenged sufficiently.
Please, Lord, let me no impartial love that all fall away. That's not crucial. Now I won't say brave love.
I hope to put a record out this November. It's going to be sort of a theme record. You know, not like Love in Space or some weird thing, but I think my songwriting's, you know, just matured. You know, I was 16 when I wrote most of the songs on Pieces of You, and these ones show who I am and what I want to say to the world, and I think it's just more focused.
I'm a kid still, you know, I'm learning. I don't claim to have any answers. I think I'm sort of a human in training.
So who will save your soul, Judge?
I've actually been considering that, and the answer is Natasha Lyonne. You may not know a whole lot about her right now, but she's going to be huge, along with a few other new faces.
She spent the summer slumming around Beverly Hills, but this fall, Natasha Lyonne is all about...
Bingo!
We followed her to her parlor of choice.
Let's go play some bingo. Angie. That's my friend Angie.
You know how to play bingo?
Yeah, I mean, you know, kind of. No, I don't. Nobody knows who I am anywhere. And even at bingo, I mean, no one could care less. Vivian's essentially a tomboy. All these males in her house have taken notice of... Vivian's essentially a tomboy. All these males in her house have taken notice of her breasts.
Overnight, she got stacked just like a mud.
You've been blessed. Breasts are wonderful.
I was so excited to have breasts. You know, I'd never really had them before. G57, let me get it right there. This is gonna get crazy, crazy bingo. I was just born funny. When I walked on a set and I saw Carl Reiner and Rita Moreno and Alan Arkin just sitting there, and I truly discovered the meaning of the word awesome.
Bingo!
Someone won. I guess the most exciting part, though, really, is I don't think I expected it so soon.
Another shining young talent rocking the silver screen is Lorenz Tate. He plays 1950s pop star Frankie Lyman in Why Do Fools Fall in Love.
I don't think I'm as much of a charmer as Frankie Lyman was, but, you know, I have a little charm. Ultimately, I just get a lot of satisfaction out of just being in front of the camera and doing my thing and do what I believe I do best, and that's performing.
Another beautiful face you're bound to see more of is Jordana Brewster. Jordana is making the bold jump from TV soap operas into film.
I was on As the World Turns for 3 years, playing Nikki Graves.
That is not my test. I'm not pregnant, and I don't need a test to tell me that.
I started when I was 15, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew that I wanted to do it. You go on your first audition, and that's the test. Then you find out whether you really want to be an actor or not. One thing that's really important, and even if it's just a facade or an illusion, you've got to pretend you have self-confidence. Before I die, I want to be in at least one movie.
Jordana will soon get her wish. She's slated to star in the upcoming Kevin Williamson thriller, The Faculty.
No, I'm done.
We hooked up at the Sharper Image with disturbing behaviors Nick Stahl.
They're brainwashed, lobotomized, programmed. They used to be my friends.
Like his character in the film, Nick has a passion for technology.
Little cyber tech action. The first time that I saw myself, it's not what you think. I'm just so big. My head is 20 feet tall. No, stop it. I'm definitely not at a point now where I'm like, I've made it to any degree.
For someone who's starting out, Nick sure is keeping great company. His next film, Thin Red Line, pairs him up with John Travolta, Sean Penn, and George Clooney.
And action!
So how is this newcomer surviving in Hollywood?
Just remembering where you came from, really.
Coming up, music's hot new Hellraisers. But first, catch a wave with surfer-turned-model Malia Jones. And what does a vampire slayer do during the summer? Find out next.
17, The Faces for Fall, will continue on the WB's New Tuesday. This portion of 17, Faces for Fall, is brought to you in part by Herbal Essence Shampoos and Conditioners and Maybelline.
Stop by aisle 5 for Clairol's Herbal Essences.
It's 17 Magazine's The Faces for Fall, the only show with vampire slayers, surfers, and sweat. Up next, you'll find out what Buffy did last summer. Then, take a roll in the ring with sexy Oscar de la Hoya. But first, Malia Jones rides the waves and conquers the world. And now, your hosts, Shannen and Joshua.
This place is a perfect stand-in for New York City.
Yeah, I'm already feeling hemmed in. I'll tell you what, let's go meet Malia Jones, the surfer chick who's become a model. She's totally hot.
My name is Malia. I'm originally from the North Shore of Oahu. I live right on the beach. Growing up in Hawaii and being a kid, it's really centered around the water, and everybody in my family is a water person. My mom and my dad were both the first surfers that I knew, and being a kid at the beach, we just naturally took in their footsteps. My parents had us swimming before we could actually walk, so it was natural, you know, as soon as we could stand up to be on a surfboard. I started getting into modeling probably by pure coincidence. Gabrielle Reese got a hold of some of the photos from a friend of hers, who was a sports photographer at the time, that I had met, and a week or two later, I was getting calls by Elle, and it just took off from there. At the moment, I'm doing some modeling with the Maryland agency here in Paris.
Ooh la la, tra la la, voilà, revoilà la smile des ivoires. Si jolie.
There you go. Yeah, but you have to have a little bit of everything in your book. And pour, you know what I mean?
Go see is when the person at the agency will just give me a list of like 10 people to go and see in a day, whether it's like a photographer who's going to do a layout in a magazine, or like a magazine itself, or a client, whether it's beauty products or clothes or whatever, and you just go and see them and show them your book and meet them, and they'll look at you and decide whether you're right for what they're doing at the time, or if they have something coming up that they'll keep you in mind for. Oh my gosh, there's waves! Look, there's swell here in France, in the middle of Paris, the only waves, and we have found them.
Being in the ocean, you realize that it has a lot of power and that you can't fight it, so you just basically flow with it. And I guess you just relate that to every situation, you know, like just being in the city, it has its own energy. And you just have to kind of see where it's at and just go with it.
Now, in the spirit of equal time, how about a little guy watching?
Oh, sure, watch away. That's what I'm here for.
Actually, Josh, I was thinking about Oscar de la Hoya.
Oh, I knew that. I did. Yeah, Oscar, we're pals, you know. I spar with him a little bit.
He is an undefeated world champion. He's one of America's richest athletes. Golden Boy Oscar de la Hoya cannot be beat in the boxing ring.
My job is to be a boxer.
you know, inside that ring. Once I'm outside the ring, it's like, you know, I'm my own person.
Actually, outside that ring, the champ is now a contender as a supermodel.
The Levi's campaign was awesome.
It's also good for the ego.
And every time, like, I drive the streets and I see a big billboard of, like, me, you know, I'd, like, want to get off and just scream at everybody, you know, I'm here, this is me, you know.
And the poster boy will be back in the ring September 18th, battling Julio Cesar Chavez.
I can't wait, you know, going up against my childhood idol.
No, I don't have any respect for him at all. I'm going to be coming to win the fight.
In the meantime, let's see that chest again, Oscar.
Oh, actually, you can see me on my Levi's campaign, so watch out for the billboard.
Oscar may be able to take Chavez, but neither one of them will last a single round with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Agreed. But even vampire slayers need some time off. So to find out how they unwind, we followed Sarah Michelle Gellar on her summer getaway.
Usually, Sarah Michelle Gellar can be seen killing the undead on her hit show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But when we caught up with her, instead of vaporizing vampires, she was kicking it in Cancun, Mexico.
Welcome to How I Spent My Almost Vacation This Summer by Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think the thing about me is I get into vacation mode very quickly. Some people take a couple days to relax. I have no problem. I got off that plane. I was ready for my daiquiri. Just say hola for me once. Go, hola. Ow. Hey, that's not nice. Buffy doesn't bite. She's not a vampire. 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's already incredibly hot. That's okay. Ross will play with the Dolphins. I haven't had a vacation in forever, and I have to be at work at 6:18 tomorrow morning. So this is like my big vacation.
Welcome to Dolphin Discovery.
What's so beautiful here is it just seems like such a natural environment. We're going to be able to sit on the dock, and the dolphins are going to come up, and we're going to pet them. And then slowly they're going to let us go into the water with them.
Ready, Daryl?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sarah.
Sarah. Fernando, Sarah. They're more well-behaved than I am. Oh, my God. I can't control myself. My favorite is when you hold on to them and they pull you. I think it's also because I'm lazy. Amazing. Show off. I can do that, too. I'm getting better.
Okay, so now it's time to say goodbye.
There aren't really words to describe it. It's one of those things that is just amazing to be a part of.
You know, Sarah Michelle Gellar's been on the cover of 17 magazine, and I mentioned that Keri Russell did a photo shoot, and now it's time for the new It Boy, Joshua Jackson. Look, Ma, top of the world.
You made this at a state fair, didn't you?
No, absolutely not. It's on sale now. Go, pick it up, quick. We'll be right back.
Up next, everything you need to know about what's new and who's who in music.
The Video Music Awards are third.
For the past hour, you've been hearing songs from some of the coolest new artists. And now we're going to show you the new faces behind the music. Wes Cunningham. This native Texan says he finds inspiration in a good haircut, John Lennon, and his mama.
I owe it to my mother, who taught piano lessons to me and all my friends, and she mainly inspired me.
It doesn't get better than Ezra. Coming off the heels of the Platinum Plus Deluxe, this New Orleans-based band is about to shake it up with the release of their third album, How Does Your Garden Grow? After years of writing hits with artists like Boyz II Men, Nicole Renee breaks out with her self-titled debut album. Brantley Buffalo's back, too. And they're coming out of the LA Underground with their seductive and psychedelic new album, Jubilee. And finally...
Hello, I'm Max. I'm John. I'm Tony. The three of us together comprise Eve6.
Cool kids, cool music, and a cool name.
Well, Chris, thanks a lot. I almost shed a tear.
Thank you very much.
I got shivers.
Yeah, thanks.
So there you have it. Everything you needed to know about the Faces for Fall. Thanks to the WB and 17, I guess we're out of here.
Hop in.
No way.
Why not?
You're not old enough to drive.
Come on, we'll go up. Grab a burrito or something.
Move over, I'll drive.
Ah, Now that's art.